shit char. Voodoo like Yu-Gi-Oh, jogging up on that you. Voodoo like Yu-Gi-Oh.
What's going on, guys? It's Chase here with Meta Gang. I got my World Chalice deck profile today. Saw it for a minute and it just completely died off. It used to be a lot better and a lot quicker, but now it's just you build that negate, and that's your goal. And it's so easy to do. You manipulate your extra deck multiple times, your main deck. It's so fun. So let's go ahead and get into it real quick. So with the main deck, we've got 2 copies of Chosen. He's a Psychic level 3. I'm sure you guys can figure out what card I'm thinking of. Plus, he gives you an extra name for the deck. I run 2 Beckoned. He gives you help to recycle your graveyard a little bit because you go into your extra deck. You run 3 Shine Balls because, you know, it's Shine Ball and it comes out a lot. I think my top in this is 3 or 4 rounds of it, which is insane. I think it was 3. Alright, and that's it for the vanillas. Alright, and then I run 2 copies of Guard Dragon. It's a good protection hand trap, and also you can banish it from your grave to bring a normal monster back to his own and link monster points too. So, huge play extender as well. You run 3 copies of Lee. Whenever Lee is summoned, she will search you a World Chalice monster, and this is a huge play extender and play starter. Also, while it's engraved, you can destroy a card you control or in your hand to return her back to the grave, or from the grave back to the hand. So yeah, main card you want to see. Then I run 3 copies of the Chalice. This really pushes your play the most. You know, you search it with Lee, and then if you're able to go into your Mduk from the extra deck, you got a free one of this. Whenever it leaves, because it was tribute summoned, you get 2 free World Chalice monsters. And then, you know, it has another graveyard effect to search on a different turn that it was sent. But your main thing is to bring out those 2 monsters with that first effect. And then you run 3 copies of Venus, obviously for the Shine Balls. There is a spell card in the deck that I will get to here momentarily that really gets you this almost instant. Like, you get your Lee first turn, and you don't have this, then you're going to get this because of the other card. I run 1 Rescue Ferret. This thing is actually really neat because if you use Saryuja to bring it out, you get to use its effect to shuffle it back, and you get 3 monsters right to where your Saryuja points to. So faster extend. I run 2 Denkoseka because a lot of times going first, if you don't see that one piece you need, which is critical in this deck, then you have something to sit on and hopefully prevent your opponent from doing too much. Also, going second, if you're able to just bring this out while your opponent plays like Paleos, deadly card. I run 3 copies of Spooky Dogwood. Obviously, it's the Venus play. You can really hurt yourself with using that too much, which is pretty much your go-to play. So yeah, you want to try to get your life points up as much as you can. I run 1 copy of Christia because it's fairly easy to manipulate your graveyard in this deck, and it's pretty easy to maintain 4 fairies. And then, you know, it's Christia. make your play, bring out your board, and then boom, can't summon anything. Then, most critical part of the recycling, 3 copies of Exodius. I have used all 3 in one turn, and it keeps your play going. And honestly, if you really want to be that player, you can waste time just by doing legal plays to extend your board. And which, I mean, you do that, what's your opponent going to do in, what, 2 minutes? I mean, it's amazing. Amazing. Alright, and then we get into the spells. I run 1 copy of World Legacy Heart. Its first effect allows you to target 2 of your World Chalice monsters in your grave to return them to the hand. And then, also while it's in the grave, if one of your linked monsters would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish it instead from the grave. Plus, it helps one of the extra deck plays that you will see here shortly. We got 1 copy of World Legacy Secession. Monster Reborn, you know, why not? Plus, with one of your extra deck monsters, you can get it just immediately. So the card I was talking about, with the Lee and Venus and all that, I run 2 copies of Transmodify. You summon out, normal summon your Lee, get your Search, hit Transmodify, get your Venus, and there's your Shine Balls. Go into your Mduk, summon out your Chalice, and it just blows up from there. So a very important card. You can definitely run it at 3, and it would just push it even more. I run some limited cards. We got the E-Telly. I know everybody knows this is an amazing card, especially in this format right now with Virtual World being a thing, and we got some other Psychic stuff coming out. But its bigger play is to get you this, because he is a level 3 Psychic, so it's a play extender. And he's not one of your main go-tos, so leaving him in the deck is perfect. Perfect for that play. And then we got the 1 Raigeki, obvious reasons. Your opponent establishes a board, blow it up. Do whatever you can to get rid of it. Then we got the 1 Monster Reborn, should say 2 because of World Legacy Secession, but it's Monster Reborn, gets you whatever you want. The 1 Foolish Burial, it really helps if you don't have Lee and you have this, but say you have like a Guard Dragon or whatever, use this to pitch the Lee, hit your Guard Dragon out, and there's Lee right back to your hand. So it really can help play start, and getting a few things in grave is amazing. Like I said, graveyard manipulation. And then we were on the 1 Call. It's so sad this is at 1. But it guarantees your plays. Especially if you can establish your board without using it, your opponent literally can't do anything, because as soon as something hits their grave, you're going to smack it. Alright, and then I run 3 trap cards in the main deck. I got the 1 World Legacy's Memory. That's also for an extra deck play, and you co-link a lot. You're guaranteed a co-link board. And then I run 2 copies of There Can Only Be One. This card is actually really funny. You establish your board, you're almost guaranteed to have nothing of the same type. So you establish your board, smack this, your opponent is completely locked. It's almost like an instant win with that card. And then I'll move on to the extra deck. We got 2 copies of Mduk. Takes a vanilla monster, gives you an additional World Chalice summon, and then whenever it leaves the field and goes to the grave, you can bring out a World Chalice from hand. So you're going to see that card a lot in these plays. And then I run 2 Ib, one of the greatest Link 2s ever made. Takes 2 monsters of different types, an attribute. Whatever she points to is completely protected, and if she is pointed to anything or linked in any way, she gets protected. So she's a helpful card to get you into that locked field to prevent your opponent from destroying. And then I run one Arum. Basically, you bring him out in order to manipulate your field by hopefully getting another Chalice to a zone he points to, blowing it up to bring back any monster from your graveyard to his zone. And then he also has the when you leave the field, same like Ib. When he leaves the field, goes to the grave, you summon a Chalice from hand. And then the one Ningirsu. You're usually guaranteed. He has that draw effect whenever he's summoned by 2 link monsters. I mean, he gives you a draw based on the number of Chalice monsters he points to. So you're guaranteed 2 to 3 draws off of that one card. And then you get to play extend into your bigger plays to help your hand out. And he also has the graveyard effect to summon a Chalice from hand. Then I run one Link Karibo. This basically helps you get into your Ningirsu since he does require 2+ Link monsters. So that's your one that you bring out, and you have plenty of 2s that you can kind of play around with. We run one Nightmare Cerberus and one Nightmare Phoenix. It helps protect, and it, like I said, you co-link like crazy in this deck, so you're guaranteed to get hopefully their effects off if you want. And then we got one Lib. This gets you your Chalice monsters because, or your legacy spell and traps. Because you're guaranteed to have a Chalice card engraved. Especially if you get to play your board out the right way, you get her for free, and plus if you're going second, she can spot remove. So it's very helpful to go into her. I run one transcode, pretty much just to help build up the bodies, and if I can establish him after going into anything else, I can bring it back and hopefully at least give me some attack on the field. And then, most amazing extra deck card you run in this deck, Trigate. You can almost guarantee yourself the full effect. Even if not, you get 2. Hey, you still get to banish something. You may not negate, but banishing is always helpful. And then we play the Saryuja. It's so funny because you can chain link up to 5 with this guy. If you can establish your board with all 4 of your World Chalice links, and you can make them all 1 through 4 and him 5, and you draw whatever you have in your hand you get to bring out afterwards. So he's play extender, plus he's that free summon. Free summon's always amazing. And then we got one Apollousa. I've used her a couple times. It's pretty much a situational card, or if you absolutely don't need the Saryuja, you go into this instead, and I mean, once per chain negate, why not? And then, for my last extra deck card, I run one Emerald for the Beckoned. It helps your Shine Ball searches and summons and all that. Plus, you get a free draw off of it. And you can use it to link away because chances are you're going to get it right back to your extra deck. Alright, and then I actually do have a side deck built for this. For extra deck side, I run Nova and Infinity because, guys, the World Legacy, World Chalice is a level 5 machine that can be spammed out. So why would you not? I mean, it's free negate, you can snag something off the board. It's too good not to even try to run. I run one Double Bite, because if you do get locked out and you have at least 2 links, you go into this, and you at least have some kind of wall. May not be that big, but hey, a wall's a wall. Got a second Link Spider. There has been times where I've had to use two, but that's really those struggle duels where you really just want to push. I run for the main deck one copy of Wave Motion Cannon, because it's so funny. If you draw into this first hand, you spam it out, you just, you can sit there, if you can establish your board the right way, you can sit there for as long as you want. Just constantly negate, and why not a burn? And then I run 2 chain summonings. That's for, chain link, I believe it's 3. Yeah, 3 or higher, which is really easy to do. You can just spam out a monster for free. With like the Seryuja play I mentioned, there you go, there's an extra chain 6. Complete chain block. We got 2 copies of Dark Ruler Hades. It blocks out your opponents. VFD is a thing. Very nasty. Predictions are that it's going to get hit on the list. We're not sure what it's going to get hit like if it does. But, up until then, Hades helps so much against that card. And then 2 Twin Twisters to obviously help, block out that back row, because, man, you play Virtual World, I've experienced it myself, that is amazing spot removal. Helps block out your opponent from doing their nasty stuff that they're going to do in that deck. And then we got 3 copies of Machine Dupe. That is, if you're going to play the Infinity, you want to see this, because, again, World Legacy World Chalice is a machine, and it doesn't have any attack or defense. So you just bring it out for free, and you're running 3 of them, you're guaranteed an Infinity. And then for the final card in the side deck is Red Reboot. Some decks, traps are nasty. Altergeist are still kind of floating around there. You got Witchcrafter and all that, Charmers now. So it really helps against decks that rely on some of their traps. But that's it, guys. That is my World Chalice deck profile. Hope you guys liked it. We'll see you next time.
Like and subscribe to Metagame.
That shit char. Voodoo Yu-Gi-Oh! Jogging up on night, you. Voodoo Yu-Gi-Oh!